All right, future CPAs, welcome. This right here is your high retention study guide for totally acing one of the key topics in RA 9520, cooperative registration. We are going to hack the key info so it sticks in your brain, not just for the exam, but for years to come.
So let's just jump right in. We're going to frame this entire thing around a super common exam problem. You and your friends, you want to start a business together, right? Something with real impact. How do you actually make it legit? Well, the Philippine Cooperative Code gives you the exact roadmap.
Look, to pass the LECPA, you have got to be rock solid on the basics. So we're kicking things off with the two magic numbers that are, I'm telling you, almost guaranteed to show up on your exam. If you zone out on everything else, just remember these two. This is such a classic question, a real board exam favorite. So let's lock this answer in your head right now. What are the absolute minimums for people and for pesos? Okay, magic number one is 15. You need a minimum of 15 members to get a primary cooperative off the ground. And don't forget the fine print, because that's where they'll try to trick you. It's got to be 15 natural persons, actual humans, not companies, and they all have to be Filipino citizens of legal age. And the second magic number? 15,000 pesos. That is the absolute floor for your paid-up share capital to get registered. Seriously, for the price of a few rounds of milk tea with the whole barcada, you can meet the minimum capital to start an actual legal business entity. Now, this is where it gets interesting, and it's a favorite exam trap. How does that 15,000 actually work? It's all about the 25-25 rule. So, say your group decides on an authorized capital of, let's say, 100,000 pesos. Step one, at least 25% of that, so $25,000, has to be subscribed or promised by the members. Step two, at least 25% of that subscription has to be paid up. In our example, that's just $6,250. But, and here's the key, the law says your paid-up capital can never, ever be less than $15,000. So that's your real minimum. You got to burn this rule into your memory. Okay, so you've got the numbers 15 and 15,000 basically tattooed on your brain. Awesome. Now let's move on and see how you build the essential paperwork around those numbers. Think of these documents as the literal blueprint, the master plan for your entire cooperative. First things first, before anyone can even think about becoming a member, before you even file for registration, every single one of those 15 founders has to complete this mandatory training. It is an absolute non-negotiable. Yeah, so the PMES isn't just about ticking a box. Think of it as the ultimate read the terms and conditions session. It makes sure every single person joining understands the rules of the game, their rights, their responsibilities, and the financial side of things before they sign on the dotted line. It's all about making sure everyone's on the same page. Okay, so if the PMIS is for the members, the economic survey is really for the government. The easiest brain hack for this, just remember it's your co-op's official business plan. And this slide right here shows you exactly why the CDA, that's the Cooperative Development Authority, demands it. This survey proves your idea is more than just a cool concept. It shows it's actually economically viable. You've got to show you've done your market research, you've defined your purpose, and you've projected your finances for 3 years. This is the proof that your co-op is actually built to succeed. And now we get to the big two. These are the documents that form the legal heart and soul of your cooperative. Nail these, and you're pretty much golden. Okay, here's a super simple way to never, ever mix these two up again. The Articles of Cooperation, that's all about the what and the who. It's your co-op's public profile. What's its name? What does it do? How much capital does it have? And who are the founders? The bylaws, that's all about the how. This is your internal rulebook. How are you going to run meetings? How do you elect officers? How do you settle arguments? Think of it this way. Articles are for the outside world. Bylaws are for your group chat rules. All right, your blueprint is done. You've educated your members, you've proven your idea works on paper, and you've written your own constitution. Now it's go time. You're ready to submit everything to the CDA and get that official green light. So, here it is, the entire registration journey in 5 simple steps. 1, reserve your name. Make sure no one else has it. 2, get that PMS done and get the certificates for all your founders. 3, get all those documents we talked about finalized and notarized. 4, you submit everything. And remember, usually 4 copies of the key docs at the right CDA extension office. And 5, you wait. The CDA has up to 60 days to give you the thumbs up. And when you're ready to submit, this is your ultimate checklist. See the pattern?
4 copies of the big ones, the economic survey, articles, and bylaws. You'll also need that treasurer's affidavit, which is basically a sworn statement confirming you've collected the cash, and you'll need surety bonds for any officers who are going to be handling the money. The moment you hand over that stack of papers, the official clock starts ticking. The CDA has 60 days to go through everything. If it's all in order, they'll issue the single most important piece of paper in your cooperative's life, the certificate of registration. This is literally the moment your co-op is born in the eyes of the law. Okay, whoa, we just covered a ton of info. So let's lock it all in with a super fast, high-energy, rapid review. This is the slide you're going to want to screenshot. This is the one you look at right before you walk into that exam room. Let's go. Minimum members, 15 Filipino citizens. Minimum capital, 15,000 pesos paid up. Mandatory training, PMS. The business plan, that's the economic survey. The 2 core legal docs, articles of cooperation and bylaws. And where do you file it all? At the CDA Extension Office. Bam! That is the core of everything you need to know. And this brings it all home. That certificate of registration, it is so much more than just a piece of paper. It is the official birth certificate of your cooperative. The second that thing is issued, the co-op becomes its own legal person, totally separate from its members. It can buy property, it can get into contracts, it can sue someone, all under its own name. So now you've got the technical stuff down cold for the exam, but let's zoom out for a second and end with a bigger question. Why does the government make it this easy? What is the whole point of letting 15 people with just 15,000 pesos create a whole new legal entity? Think about it. Think about how this simple process can empower entire communities and what your role as a future CPA will be in guiding and protecting these vital organizations. That's where the real challenge begins. Good luck out there.